Hello, everybody, my love and light community. I am Ashley Escobar, the Love and Light Activator with Angelic Love and Light. And I am here today to talk about the beautiful full moon in Aquarius. So, before I start enlightening you and giving you such valued information on how we can use this beautiful tool within our everyday life, I'm going to start by lighting my sage. My 8-foot sage, not 8 foot, excuse me. The sage was humongous, and I feel like I just used it. It's because I've been blessed with abundance with my clients. Anyways, we are talking. I first want to say that I'm going to try to talk as loud as I can because I have figured out the problem with my headphones and I'm without them. So I know sometimes it's challenging to hear me, but I'm just going to do as best as possible. So I'm going to give you an overview of what we're going to cover within this content of the full moon. We're going to go over why the moon is your secret weapon in manifesting, and very quickly at that, because this full moon is rapid manifestation. How the movement of the moon across the 12 zodiac signs affects your life in unexpected ways. We are going to go over what you must do to release all emotional baggage and stress from your life so that you can start with a fresh new lunar cycle, as this is an ending and coming to a close of another lunar cycle. We're going to talk about the beautiful magic created when the sun and the moon align perfectly in line. Today at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, the sun and the moon are directly aligned 100%. And then give you my powerful step-by-step guide for creating your very own personalized manifestation. How does that sound? I'm super excited and grateful to be giving you this information. And I want to start by telling you, I mentioned that this full moon is in the sign of Aquarius. And this holds a life force of energy and power behind it. It breathes life and endless potential into your deepest intentions, ideas, and desires. Within the current paradigm shifting times of global healing and truth, we're all being asked to step up our game and let our light that's within shine out to the world, and let our gifts that we all have be used in what we will do with our gifts. As the Love and Light Activator, I am blessed to already help, and I help illuminate others' light and teach you my essential tools within my astrology and astronomy education here in these videos. And I do so much more with my companions within my healing program. So this full moon is in Aquarius, and it mirrors within all of us. So I want you to start letting the seeds marinate. What is your vision for the future? What do you want for the last 6 months of 2020 to plant now, stemming forward for the next 6 months? What are you manifesting? What are you creating? What do you want in desire? I want you to start thinking about that. And the moon is the fastest heavenly body in our solar system. It's so immensely powerful because it's magnetic, and the illuminations from the light from the moon charge your cells at a lightning fast speed. It sounds hard to understand and grasp that the light from the sun and the moon actually affect us. We can't see it. It's something that is very hard for most to understand and grasp, but it does. And within the light codes that the moon has on a full moon and the energy behind it, specific to the zodiac and whatnot, it is intensely powerful for manifesting. It creates a pulsating vibration within us, and this moon cycle is prime time for sudden but deep, deep, deep transformation. And so I'm just going to give you some basic knowledge, as I always do, start by my enlightening with some basic knowledge and essential to get the deeper view of how this impacts you subconsciously. So the meaning behind a full moon, the full moon is completely round. and illuminated by the moon and sun perfectly aligning. It represents completion, the height of power, the realization of your desires, and the peak of clarity. It's a time to celebrate your growth. Full moons are celebration times. Take note of what progress that you have made and to reflect on how far you've come just recently from the new moon that is prior. During a full moon, the moon is sitting opposite of the sun. So it's being fully illuminated by the light of the sun, hence the moon and the sun opposite sides of the zodiac during a full moon, which can make for challenging and intense aspect of energy. But there's also a very potent potential within the lunar and solar system. It's the yin and the yang. They are harmonically, completely balanced. And the energy of the full moon is influenced by the current zodiac transition that it's in, and that is Aquarius. So the energy is heightened within the Aquarius-like energy within our emotions, feelings, mental processes, our dreams are amplified, all of that. So when the sun and the moon oppose each other during a full moon, this can cause tension and uncomfortable friction, but at the same time, a greater amplification of vision and potential possibilities. So although there is the negative side and what you normally hear, societal norms, stigmas around full moons being crazy, weird behavior, the scientific data behind that and why that happens is very interesting. But there's also the positive side, and I'm also here to enlighten you on that also. So this is a powerful time of gratitude and gracefully acknowledging the beauty of life itself and all that you have brought into being already, and all that you still have to manifest in through your creativity. It's a powerful time to bliss out into sensual activities and through fierce yet profoundly tender vibrations. It's time to let go of any aspects of your life that no longer serve you and who you are authentically in the present moment and where you are working to be. Now I'm going to give you some education on the sun and the moon. And our moon and the sun emanate frequencies, and these energy waves influence the earth's tides and the water within our bodies. We are 90% water, okay? So it affects us, arousing our emotions, behaviors, and consciousness. Like I always say, everything is energy, and that's a fact. So it literally affects us collectively and individually and subconsciously. And then when we become aware to it, we figure out that, yeah, like this really makes sense. The moon represents our inner world, our hidden emotions, the desires that we have, our shadow self or the ego, fears and worries. The moon represents, more importantly, our dreams. It represents our feelings and our unconscious beliefs. The past is our yin, and the moon is our feminine goddess energy. And so the sun is just opposite of that, and that brings the duality of the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, all of that. The moon offers us the ability to feel and learn from the past, hence the ego, the shadow work, the things we need to release and let go. Creatively unlocking and expressing our soul and coming from an authentic heart center. And when you're doing this shadow work that I always reference, and after you watch a few of these videos, all my terminology starts all making sense, but when you do the shadow work, you are constantly doing reflection work and releasing, letting go, up-leveling, becoming more awakened, aware, conscious, and to your authentic self, which is returning to unconditional love within the heart center and opening that up and returning to a state of unconditional love. Moving on, Let's get the negative stuff over with. As I always flip everything into a positive. I literally can do it with anything. I've rewired my central nervous system, the nurse in me, and the trauma survivor and warrior that I am. I rewired it 4 years ago, and I can talk positive out of any negative situation. So we are going to talk about the negative that we hear. And we often hear how a full moon can make us feel like times are crazy, right? People say this. People are more anxious because of the intensity from the actual moon and how fierce it is. It can make you feel anxious and more emotional. The full moon also can intensify dreams. So I've already spoke on within the Lion's portal that vivid dreams are very heightened right now. And vivid dreams are heightened right now, and during the full moon they are. And like, for example, my daughter's crazy dreams the past 2 nights, like it literally affects you. And little things like that are the proof. So, which can leave you feeling more anxious, if you're having these vivid nightmares, dreams, but there's messages underneath within all of that. The nurse in me also wants to give you the health effects of the full moon, and it can cause symptoms of headache, confusion, fatigue, sleepiness, general flu-like symptoms that are also known within the spiritual world as ascension symptoms, which happen when you are doing the inner work and up-leveling and becoming higher into your highest self, authentic self. This is all intermingled lingo within everything that I do. So, simply stating, the human body reacts to gravitational forces and atmospheric pressure changes. And during a full moon, the pressure changes and the gravitational forces affect not only healthy people, obviously not only ill people, but healthy people also. And let's take into fact Isaac Newton's theory, one of his theories, and he proposed that the gravitational pull of the moon affects fluid within the body. And what that does is it aggravates the conditions, the preconditions that already exist. I'm going to give you an example. People who have epilepsy, or people who suffer from kidney stones, as well as females that are ovulating or have their menstrual cycle during a full moon. They can be aggravated and heightened. Your conditions within those type of things, some specific health conditions are affected directly by the lunar cycle. So it starts making sense. It's one of the things that factor in of many viewpoints. All right, so moving on. We are done with the negative. On to the positive. You asked me, why is the moon your secret to manifesting your dreams quickly? And I'm going to tell you in 3 simple ways. I'm going to give you my reasons, at least, why this full moon is amazing. It is a time to charge forward. Aquarius is all about forward motion and keep on moving and on to the next thing. And the fixed air sign that Aquarius is anything but easy, breezy. It holds the energy and life force of a tornado right now, and your potential is at rapid record speed. This full moon is all about expansive, vast manifestations. And you need to be prepared for it and know how to do that properly so you can use this spiritual tool in your everyday life. It's also time to let go. Number 2, this moon has incredible quality of shining light into our deepest recesses of our shadow self. And they can trigger you unexpectedly or draw out darker aspects of your soul, right, more gently. Either way, this moon cycle is a time to recognize what needs to go so that we can create more space within us to bring in, manifest, create the abundance that we all deserve and desire within the attentions, the work, everything that goes into it. So number 3, why the full moon is our secret weapon to manifesting rapidly. it's time to ask for what we want. That is what manifesting is, but there's a lot more to it. This full moon is a rare 3-3, and I'm going to explain and break all that down. It's a power day, okay, in numerology. It's the third day, and within the universal system, it's the third month. And in numerology, 3 stands for self-expression. It's time to voice our inner desires because we are now in alignment within creative divine source and able to manifest whatever we desire with the proper tools, intentions, and ways. And if you know how to harness this, it is powerful. It is powerful. It's a superpower. It's magic. It's also a great day to have gratitude for manifestation, okay? You know, you have to be humble and be grateful. And for all that we have already manifested and all that there is more to manifest. So remember, your manifestation desires may show up in unexpected ways, right? Like when you are working with source, they may look different than your original desires, as your feelings can create something more beautiful, right? Or more sacred and divine. You may feel guided to bury your manifestation desires in honor of surrender to a force greater than you, but I'm here to tell you that you're just not seeing them as signs. So you may ask, like, for something specifically, a message, right? And it may come through a song, hearing, seeing. You will get what you ask source and universe for within how it's going to give it to you. And maybe you need to be more specific with your guides. Anyways, we are going to talk about the things that we need to avoid on full moons, all right? And this is important. Don't rush to start something new. It's likely that you feel really energized right now and that you've, even lack of sleep and insomnia, and you're like, what can I do? And feel tempted to start something new, but resist the urge to start new projects and try new things or make big decisions. Instead, focus on revealing in the seeds that you've sown so far and give those seeds that have the intention to the universe swirling around your mind some time to percolate, okay? It's like a rest, a reset, but celebrate because you need the rest and recovery and dwelling and refocusing to momentum to push you forward to the next level if you are ready and that's within your path. Number 2, do not overreact to the little stuff. As we talked about, our emotions can be heightened, all right? It's fact. They are at a peak. The good news is that you're not alone. The bad news is that you're not alone. Everyone is heightened, right? So let's just be aware of this. Be mindful that everybody is heightened during times like this and maybe not acting in their authentic self or speaking like their authentic self, but that is not a golden ticket to treat other people out of full moon energy, all right? Negative energy at that. So instead, I want you to breathe, stay calm, take time to think everything through, practice the pause, and process. Peace is the theme of this full moon, and that is so beautiful. That is a theme that should be beyond today in this full moon. That should be our goal that some of us achieve every single day, to create peace here on earth and within ourselves, and doing the work and the self-love and the self-care that provides peace within so we can radiate peace out into the world. And number 3, do not make any rash decisions. Also, because of the emotions and everything, you're likely just feeling spontaneous, but the decision that's tempting you right now may not look so good in 2 weeks, okay? So hold off and just trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about. So the full moon is a great time to moonbathe. And you're like, what is moonbathing? Simply just getting out and being under the radiant full moon light and energy and what that does, and it's just soaking it in. We're going to get to putting our crystals underneath, but breathing in, and as you breathe in, allowing the moon to really warm your heart and expand you in the present moment. And as you breathe out, think of the light flowing through you, transmuting and releasing through the roots of your feet all that you want to release and let go of that no longer serves you this full moon. And now that we have done all this enlightenment in detail, what do we do? What do we do for the full moon? What do we do? Full moon ceremonies. My full moon ceremony this morning went beautiful. It was a group of people that just brought positive energy to the group, and we partook in a full ceremony, and it was beautiful. I will continue to be doing those throughout the lunar cycle. So either like lighting a candle for yourself or becoming together with one in a full group like I did with my Love and Light community this morning. Another great thing that you can do is placing your crystals out into the moonlight, like I had mentioned, creating a crystal grid. In astrological terms, moon phases begin with the new moon and they end with the full moon. And we're on a 29-day cycle of the lunar cycle, and meaning that that is the time when the seeds of intention that you planted, unconsciously or not, within your thoughts, words, and actions, environment of people, places, and things, like I always say, are starting to bloom. So watch what you think of, what you say, what you do. Rather than jumping into the next new thing, we need to focus on what we have done, where you have been, how you have spent the recent most lunar cycle. What seeds have you sown? What benefits have you reaped? What's worth of letting go and what's worth clinging on to? Full moon rituals are at their best when they involve evaluation, assessment, cleansing, and recharging. It's so essential. And the universe is literally its way to tell us to slow down, at least for a few days, and learn more about the path that we are on course, and course correct if necessary, and do what we need to do within that. So, full moon rituals, they are a beautiful way to connect to your inner being throughout life. And they are powerfully symbolic, and they open floodgates to a deeper connection within the universe. The key essence of trying any ritual is to show up with an open heart and an open mind and willingness to open all possibilities. So the week prior to this, up till today and a few days after, will feel kind of crazy energy to it. But there's such magical positivity within it. And it's a magical time to spark intentions that you're holding on to within your heart and take them to a new vibration in order for them to fully manifest. What better time? It's a wonderful time to activate the law of attraction within you. And full moon rituals have the power to recharge and recalibrate your whole overall energy. By allowing you to channel the crazy energy, it's a useful method of consciously manifesting your desires. The simple truth is that if you don't know how to ask the universe for what you want to create in life, then you will miss out on your own superpowers. So this is why my rituals that I'm showing you are important, how to imprint your subconscious mind and activate the vibration and raise it and maximize it to the maximum effect. So to give you a brief little overview of what I do, I cleanse my space energetically and what can cling on to with saging and whatnot. I charge my crystals. I meditate. I release in the one of the ways I release, which is kind of cool. Some of the people that have worked with me know that dance is a way to release. Fitness is a way to release, let go. Movement of the body, different movements are letting out those suppressed energies that we cannot see but feel. So dancing, letting go of that emotional baggage, checking and reflecting our to-do list, our manifesting and releasing, and just re-energizing. Relax. Take it easy. Like if you don't do a load of laundry that you feel obligated to do on your laundry night, don't do it. Right now you are a little bit off. So just flow with it. The energy is so abundant right now, and I focus on the positive within it, and it's such a beautiful thing. So I'm going to give you, we're at 25 minutes right now. I'm going to give you each signs. I typed them up, their zodiac, how they are affected by this full moon, and wrap it up and call it a day. So we're going to start off with the first astrological sign within the zodiac. It's Aries. You guys are natural born leaders, and everyone knows it, but this full moon is going to challenge you to step back and share the torch with those around you. While you may feel like you've got a solid grip, on your current goals and general place in the world, this luminary's energy will open your eyes to the need to ask others for help. Don't think of this as giving away your power to others, but rather as enhancing it through the power of the collective. Taurus, try to go with the flow at work. Taurus, as the full moon could bring out some tension between you and your colleagues or heighten issues that have been lurking beneath the surface, try to focus on what's best for the group dynamic and keep your eyes and ears peeled for potential opportunities to take on something new or get some recognition from your work. Geminis, if you've been wishing for a fresh burst of inspiration to get your mental juices flowing, this full moon is answering your prayers. Gemini, with this luminary in a fellow air sign, you'll be feeling as curious about the world and hungry for knowledge as ever. Don't be surprised if you end up signing up for an online class or wind up on the phone with friends for hours discussing some far-out topic of interest. Cancer, if you felt some tension within your most intimate relationships lately, the answer may lie in need for more vulnerability. As a sensitive water sign, you've got some seriously deep feelings, Cancer, and you tend to keep those feelings on lock out of fear or getting hurt. The energy of this full moon is asking you to open up to the people you're closest to, as that could be exactly what you need to feel free. Leos, happy birthday month. You're grappling with the desire to feel totally unauthored and independent, while also balancing the one-on-one relationships that are important to you. The full moon in opposition to your sign highlights your need for freedom in partnerships. Leo, but have you ever considered that maybe you're the partner that craves the same freedom? You might be in for some emotional surprises, so lean into open communication that allows you to express your feelings while keeping an open heart to your partners too. Virgos, love a good routine, but this full moon's erratic energy might be throwing a wrench in your schedule and throwing off your self-care game. It will be hard to focus on your usual needs and rituals as you're pulled towards others' causes that could benefit from your wisdom and gentle advice. Find a balance by offering up your services while still taking care of yourself. Libras, this is an auspicious time to stay open to fresh, fun opportunities. Libra, with the full moon in a fellow social air sign territory, you'll be feeling lighthearted and ready to connect with others. Whether that's by swiping right on a few cuties to some virtual date nights on your calendar, or simply by prioritizing fun activities with friends. Focus on what brings you happiness, but don't be overly attached to the way things are. Circumstances always change, but you can trust that the shifts will be the best for the long run. My Scorpios, no one has a perfect relationship with their roommates or family members, but you might feel particularly bogged down by your share of this drama under Monday's full moon. If there's some passive-aggressive tension between the people you live with or close family member, expect it to take center stage and be ready to deal with it and make some compromises. Emotional turmoil within such an intimate sphere is tough for everyone. So try to make a happy resolution for your goal. Sagittarius, lean into your wit, adaptability, and communication skills under this luminary. As you might find yourself in the middle of gossip or misunderstanding, stay grounded and present in your truth. And don't get caught up in a lure of dramatic social games. By simply being communicative and honest, you'll be able to diffuse any drama with ease. Capricorns, keep an eye on your finances this weekend. You might find yourself needing to spend a bit of cash or dole out a small loan to help someone you care about. Or you may simply find that you're in a financial position to boost a cause that could really use some support and feel compelled to do so. Whether your cash flow shifts a little bit by choice or by circumstance, think through your decisions and be open-minded. Remember that money comes and goes. Aquarius, happy full moon within your sign. You're all about the collective good, but right now is actually a good time to focus on yourself. With your ruling planet Uranus forming a square aspect with this close to home luminary, you can expect to feel unpredictable, freedom-loving energy on an ultra-personal level. You might feel compelled to totally change your look or your overall vibe. Embrace the changes. Pisces, finally, the last zodiac. You're in full dreamland mode under this full moon, Pisces, and you feel lost in a fantasy this weekend. But keep your third eye open and your spiritual antennas perked, because the universe may be whispering some secrets in your ear and offering you an opportunity to feel more deeply connected to the energy all around you. Not all change has to happen in the physical. Embrace your spiritual side, water signs. Power and think about ways to use it as a tool to help others. And that's all I've got for you on today's beautiful full moon in Aquarius. Lots of love and light from Ashley Escobar, the Love and Light Activator.